SUVs may have started life as being sporty and versatile, but nowadays these high-riding contraptions are bigger, heavier, and guzzle as much fuel as ever, especially in 7-seat form.
Well, not quite all of them, because for the past 6 weeks, I've been living with a 7-seat SUV that's shorter than a BMW 3 Series and almost as light as a Kia Stinger. This is the Volkswagen Tiguan Allspace.
The Allspace sits above the regular Tiguan in the Volkswagen lineup as the manufacturer's only 7-seat offering. Prices start at $40,000, extending to $51,650 in this flagship Highline Allspace trim. The Allspace sits on a 109mm longer wheelbase than its donor car. From the B-pillar forward, it's all regular Tiguan. But further back, the Allspace charters new territory, with a boot that is 120 litres larger and more rear seat space.
So yes, there are plenty of similarities with the garden variety Tiguan, but this particular Highline 162 CSI variant also shares a lot in common with the legendary Golf GTI hot hatch. It's got the same 2-litre 4-cylinder turbo petrol engine, so as you might expect, it's reasonably peppy.
That's probably not a word you've heard to describe a 7-seat SUV before, but it's true. 0 to 100 in 6.8 seconds, respectable body control and agility, and a Haldex all-wheel drive system that helps deliver appropriate levels of grip. Even the Pirelli rubber sings to the same dynamically pleasing song sheet. But perhaps what's more pleasing about the Allspace is that it performs with refinement and finesse. A Swish media operating system, quality interior fit-out, and the latest safety equipment for a 5-star rating. It's all very Euro.
If I'm honest, the Allspace feels like a hot hatch on stilts more than anything else. It's got light steering at low speeds, it's really easy to manoeuvre through tight spaces, and over the space of a 5,000 kilometre loan, fuel economy's been quite strong. I've averaged 8.9 litres per 100 Ks, though that does require premium unleaded fuel. I will say though, on highway trips, the fuel economy reading usually begins with a high 5 or low 6. It's a really clever car. When you make use of the coasting function that decouples the gearbox from the engine, it's really quite efficient in long distance driving. With all that said, the engine is refined and it's a formidable ally to the car's 1,770 kilogram curb weight. There's a little bit of hesitation from a standstill, and this car's had quite a weird knock. Nothing disconcerting, but takes a little bit away from the refinement. Otherwise, it really feels planted and confident. It doesn't get shaken up by bumps like a smaller SUV would. And on 20-inch wheels and adaptive dampers, I've got to say, it's still remarkably good for a sporty SUV.
On the practicality front, the layout is best suited to only occasional 7-seat rides. But keep that in mind, and the Allspace is right on the money. In many respects, the Allspace is Volkswagen's most accomplished SUV. It can do the 7-seat shift, but without the hulking proportions or equally hefty running bills.